Most longevity advice ignores the joints. That's a problem. When a joint doesn't work properly, that's just the beginning. If your joint starts to be dysfunctional, that means the musculature operating the joint is dysfunctional. And unless you retrain that and get that back, the deterioration has already begun, and that will lead to repetitive strain, injury, and pain. I'm Paul Parsons with Sportbodywork. Today we're talking about joint function and why it matters more than endless stretching. Your body follows a very simple rule. Use it or lose it. If you stop using a joint through its full range of motion, your brain allows less and less access to that range. That leads to compensation down the line. Joints aren't just where two bones meet. They're surrounded by connective tissue. Ligaments attach bone to bone, tendons muscle to bone, and then you have bursa, which are fluid-filled sacs that give a little bit of glide, reducing friction at a joint. This tissue is known as white tissue. It heals much slower than muscle tissue. It adapts slower than muscle tissue, which is why it's so very important to train the joints. When you train the joints, it is still strength training because muscles move joints. Motion is lotion, especially for your joints. Muscles are what move joints. If the joint becomes dysfunctional, the muscle firing sequence also becomes dysfunctional. So down the line, when pain shows up, people start avoiding the range that causes the pain, and that's when the problems stack on each other. Because you avoid the range, your brain gives you less access to that range. That's why training the joint itself matters. One of the best tools for this is CARS, C-A-R, controlled. You can think about that meaning slow. This is a very slow movement exploration. Articular, think movement that is free and pain-free. Available range, that's articular, or that's the joint. And rotation, you're looking for the biggest circle possible from any given joint. So CARS, controlled articular rotations. So when you're creating the biggest circle possible, you're trying to decompress the joint and expressing its range in as much range as it has available that's pain-free. CARS trains the joint in its full range of motion. The muscle sequence to take the joint through its full range of motion in a controlled, slow manner that's pain-free. You train your muscles in the exact sequence required to get full range of motion in both directions or all directions in a multi-directional joint. Respecting the limits your brain places on a joint, that's the pain-free range. As you train the joint, muscle function improves. When that happens, your brain will give you access to more range. The more you train it in that controlled articular rotation, the less discomfort you'll have in your previous range with your brain giving you more ranges. This is how you gain better control of each joint. Wherever you start today is your starting point. CARS are completely regressible to meet you where you are today. When you master that pain-free range that's available today and you practice it, your brain will give you more. The muscles are improving in their sequence, they're getting healthier, and the joint integrity is improving with pain-free range of motion. You're not forcing range you don't have. You're allowing your central nervous system to gradually give you more range without force. I like to think of CARS as a door. If you only open the door halfway, at some point that hinge will get sticky and squeaky. Same thing happens in your joints. When you do CARS, you're taking it through its full range of motion and lubricating it at the same time so that, like a door, you'll be able to open it all the way after you've greased it and worked that hinge. If you could only train one joint, I would go for the biggest joint, your hip. Biggest bones, biggest muscles, greatest range of motion, and it affects everything above and below. I'm going to show you how to do a hip car right now. Let's go. The hip is a multi-directional joint with the greatest potential range of motion, unlike the knee. The knee is relatively simple. It's a hinge with a little bit of rotation. So your knee will never increase its range bending the opposite direction. Your hip has the most available range, which is why I'm going to demonstrate the hip car. If I could only do one, I'd always choose the hip. It affects the health of your knee and the health of your spine. I like to do it in a door jam, and when you're new at this, it's really good because you can have balance, and you want your body up against something so that when you're moving your hip, you're not contorting your body to follow or compensate for the range in your hip. And it's important to keep it in your pain-free range of motion, no matter how small it is, and you want to do it slowly so you feel your muscles actually working. Here I have my body lined up, and you want to engage your musculature. So you want to have as much tension in your body as you can get. This will make you tired. It is work, but it's work that's worthwhile because you're training your joint, healthy joint, less pain, more health. So hip car, you're gonna bring it up into flexion, across your body, and external rotation. And then you're gonna take it out as far as you can. Now you're gonna feel muscles fire that you might not be used to. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. So as I come out, I can't go anymore. I cannot go out this way anymore. So now I'm gonna rotate, and then that'll free up some motion. And I wanna keep my body in line with the door jam. And now I feel the muscles on the outside of my hip working. So here I can't go back anymore, so I have to rotate, and now I feel other muscles working. And I'm keeping everything tight and tall as good as I can. And then we want to get your left knee, I'm doing my left knee here, behind your right knee. Once it can't go any further, and you're going to feel the muscles on the inside of your leg working, those are your adductors and your glute, then you're going to reverse out of it. I can't go back any further, so now I'm going to rotate the other way. And then I come up, here I go, here I go. I'm going. Good, everything's fine. I can't go anymore. External rotation and back down. That's one rep in both directions. So I'm going to show this to you from behind. It's going to be on my other hip, but the same principles apply. One rep should take 40 to 60 seconds. Remember, don't chase the outer edges of your range, chase your available range that's pain-free. Remember, if you train your joints through their full range of motion, you reduce your risk of injury greatly. Injuries only happen outside of your available range of motion. As an example, it's like a scale. You're here today. You can move all in here, everything's safe. As you train your joints with cars, that range increases, so you have greater available range of motion, so you have much less risk of injury. So the goal with cars is to expand your available range of motion and control at each joint, therefore reducing risk of injury. So you can apply cars to just about every joint in the body. Fingers are difficult because there's not much rotation expressible in there, but you can do cars for all your joints. This is not just joint training because muscles operate joints. This is strength training. You are strengthening your joints, increasing the available range, which, like that scale, the bigger your available range gets, the less likely your activities will take you out of those ranges where you get injured. So cars, full range of motion training, strength training can completely replace stretching. Longevity advice that ignores training the joints is risky. Better human movement starts with training your joints. These are the principles that helped me get out of 20 years of back pain and have helped thousands of others with shoulder, hip, back, and knee, all kinds of muscle and joint pain. If nothing else has worked for you, check out our other videos. Aloha from Maui. See you on the beach.